These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
It just felt like he was playing really well and the ball was coming out and very decisive and really taking advantage of the plan that we kind of put together. He's going to continue to have comfort and also continue to have a say in what we do offensively. I want him comfortable with not only the plays I do call, but him and I spend a lot of time together. And if there's plenty of them that I can take a red pen to and gone to the old play graveyard, that's okay too. But I want whatever comes out of my mouth on game day to him have ultimate clarity, because where he's at and where he's headed in this offense, I feel very, very good about Kirk Cousins.
The play graveyard.
I love that.
Play graveyard, man. It's tough. It's a tough league.
It is. There's actually some that's that 2nd and 11 run play up the middle, I think, from last year. I think that's probably in the play graveyard.
Good red pen too. Just line delete. I love to line delete things. Just red pen, bang, gone.
Yes. All right, welcome in, Mackey and Judd, daily Minnesota sports, entertainment, therapy, speculation. You can also find our other daily show, Purple Daily, where we already have a Vikings vent line session from yesterday, more like a Vikings vent line celebration. Although people were kind of miffed at the way that the Bears came back, but you can find that on the Purple Daily YouTube channel and Purple Daily podcast feed. But let's jump in every Monday like we do into statements here on Mackey and Judd. Vikings heavy. And I'm going to give you guys the first one right out of the gate because old Macadac has been crunching some numbers this morning. Loves to wake up in the morning and just go into the PFF numbers, the ESPN numbers, and see, okay, how was the sausage made here for this Vikings team? So my first statement is the Vikings offensive line is back, baby. It is back. I don't know when it was last here.
Yeah, I was going to say
10 years ago.
That's a long absence.
It was a good offensive line in 2012 for sure when Peterson broke the 2,000-yard mark. Pretty good pass protection unit. And then, from before that, they had like Steve Hutchinson and Matt Burke was very good at center. And McKinney. The 09 offensive line was
pretty good.
Was pretty boss.
Pretty good.
So we're only 5 games in, but some very good team-wide trends, like the team offensive line here. According to PFF, the Vikings offensive line ranks 4th in run blocking, 14th in pass protection, which you might say 14th. That's really good for this unit in pass protection. They have not been near 14th in a while. According to ESPN, the Vikings offensive line ranks 6th in pass block win rate and 7th in run block win rate. So take those 4 team stats from PFF and ESPN, and you're looking at an offensive line that is pretty solidly like a top 10-ish. Run blocking, they're like top 5 or 6. Pass protection, call them fringe top 10 so far through 1 month.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, first of all, the left tackle. I mean, let's talk about the left tackle.
Yes.
Rick Spielman. Rick Spielman, bravo. You traded back. We questioned you. You traded back and took Darrisaw, who arrived hurt, and we're all like, my God, he's damaged goods. And he has been absolutely fantastic. Now, I will say this. I do have a little bit, this is not a huge problem, but I do have a little bit of Khalil PTSD, okay? So, I do need to see an extended period of just being good. But, dare I say it, this looks like an 8 to 10 year fix. If you found your left tackle, Khalil's not the norm. The norm is if you find your guy at that position, it's ordinarily a pretty long-term fix.
Yeah.
So just starting there, if the blindside protector of Cousins or the next, I assume it's going to be right-handed quarterback comes in, that is a massive step.
Well, I'll give you, since we're going down the statistical path here, again, through 5 games, among left tackles who have qualified with enough snaps, he is currently the 6th highest graded pass protecting left tackle in the entire league.
Wow.
And holy crap, if you include run blocking, he's the 3rd best left tackle in the NFL through the first 5 games.
I can't
Get the flag.
It's out. It's
Get
out.
the flag.
It's left tackle. Unbelievable. There you go.
Dude, I mean, wow. I think we had kind of forgotten what it's like. Like, you know, we spend so much time bitching, rightfully so, about the guards and Bradbury, but like, if you can just get the tackles right, it helps so much because, okay, the tackles are going to be fine on an island, maybe with some tight end chipping help. That's right.
Oh, huge.
And now you internal guys can just kind of, bundle together and worry about your own business.
Bundle together.
You don't have to bundle over here and help
thanks,
a
Flo.
left tackle.
Yeah. Mackey here.
So, I don't know, man. The offensive line, in large part because of young Christian Darrisaw, appears to be back.
I love it.
I'm going to tweet that
love
stat
it.
real quick here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tweedledee.
Yep.
All right. Next statement. My statement comes from my place of sports dad. So I've been thinking about the calls, especially, or the guests that come on Vent Line, like our friend Rich, who is older than me and started the show yesterday by basically saying, "I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Should I embrace this?" And here's my statement. My statement is this: it's okay to embrace unexpected success. All right. So, kids, as Vikings fans out there. Right now, you're confused. You are, and I must tend to my flock here, because you are confused about how to process this. 4-1, it's been probably too exciting at times, like in a way of, oh, we're going to blow out the Bears. Oh, no, we're not. But let me preface this by saying I do believe that
we're the campfire right now. This is Judd at the campfire, telling the kids.
I'm trying to put this in the right context. So. Let me be very clear. Going into next year, there are going to be significant expectations, okay? I think there might be, with the way that this is trending, premature to say this, but there might be like Super Bowl expectations of this team's really damn good and can accomplish something special. But you know what this year is? Yes, you always have to guard your heart against love lost. But this year is also shaping up to just be sort of fun, too. And if you went into 2022, O'Connell's first year with Kirk, saying Super Bowl team, I think you're crazy. But you know what? You are. You're 4-1. You're ascending. There are definite flaws. But this is not the Vikings type of team 2009, 98, where expectations were huge and then they crushed you. They crushed your heart. So the difference here, Rich, you're older than me, but go ahead and embrace it. Because the difference here is this is largely based right now on we didn't know, unknowns, and unexpected success. I think it's okay to jump on board and have fun right now. Don't be worried. Flag out! Flag out! Don't be worried. Don't worry. Be happy. But the Vikings, that's right. It's out. Flag's out. It's okay. It's okay to love.
I love this because the minute they get beat by Miami's third-string quarterback next week, Judd's going to be the first guy just jumping off, lighting the boat on fire, burn it down.
Hey, you know what? They got blown out by Philadelphia, but I mean, it's, again, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know.
I agree. This is
I think
kind
it's okay to love
everything. Think about the things that are different right now too. Left tackle. You got a stud left tackle for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
You got a head coach that is innovative offensively, and
Yes.
we'll get to some more of that, I'm sure, on this statements. All right, Declan.
My first statement. Kirk Cousins and this Vikings offense was surgical against the Bears. So 429 yards of offense, 4 touchdowns, 36 minutes of possession, 12 of 15 on third downs,
That's
4 for 4 in the red zone, all resulting in touchdowns. Yeah, the Bears defense stinks, but good. This is what you do when you're an offensive mastermind like Kevin O'Connell. You should be carving up bad defenses. It's year 1 of KOC, and you fed your star wide receiver. Another big day for him. Dalvin Cook got going a lot more. There might be holes on the Vikings side of the defense, and I'm sure we'll get to that here today. But you were situationally great yesterday on offense. You punted on just 1 possession. The Vikings, Ryan Wright had 1 punt yesterday. I know there was a couple of missed field goals. Kirk threw that nasty pick, but 1 punt. If I were to tell you you had 420 yards of offense, 36 minutes of possession, 4 and 4 in the red zone, you are going to win that game 95% of the time, right? So the Vikings offense was surgical yesterday, and I think it's finally starting to trend back in the direction that we always thought it was going to be, which is hopefully a top 5, top 10 offense. So bravo to Kevin O'Connell for cooking up a surgical offense against the Bears.
Yeah, and we went through on the State of the Offense episode of Purple Daily last week and talked about like the biggest offensive trends that they need to improve. Third down was one of them. They've been one of the worst third down teams in the NFL, and that's a trend that goes back even before KOC. And like Declan said, they were brilliant on third down yesterday. Scoring touchdowns in the red zone has been a big problem for them so far this year. They were like 25th in red zone efficiency. They had the touchdown late to win the game. They had the Jalen Reagor touchdown early. They had the Dalvin Cook. So I think they scored... Were they 4 for 4 in the red zone in that game yesterday?
Yes.
Dalvin
NFL
Cook.
GSI. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so they were 4 for 4 in the red zone, 12 of 15 on third down. Yep. And then, there's a couple other things here and there, like how do you perform against pressure or whatever. They didn't really face any pressure yesterday because their offensive line was so great. So in a lot of ways, even though they blew the lead and it got weird, it was a get-right game in some very important areas for this team on a weird, short week. I'm going to piggyback off Declan here on the Kirk Cousins celebration here a little bit. Kirktober is a glorious time. We are in the middle of Kirktoberfest, if you will. And if you look back the last couple seasons, and can I ask, the last week of September also counts as Kirktober too, right? It's close enough. Like when he goes for a fourth quarter comeback, 260, 2 touchdowns against the Lions at home on September 25th. I'm going to count that as a sort of like a pre-Kirktober. It's like the early access to Kirktober. So if you count that one, and then you count last year, he has 5 game-winning drives and 4 fourth-quarter comebacks between this Kirktober and last Kirktober.
Yep.
And 2 more games to go in, is it? So the 16th, then they have a bye week. And then he's got 2 more Kirktoberfest games to tack onto that total. So when Kirktober rolls around, hide the women and children, you're going to see 17 for 17 completions to start the game, daggers in the fourth quarter, all over the place.
But what if every month becomes Kirktober with O'Connell calling the plays? What if they all become Kirktober, baby? Especially against bad teams. Take it to the bad teams. Yep.
Kirkvember. He did have a couple.
Yeah.
Last year he had the Green Bay fourth quarter comeback. That was in late November. So it can happen in other months.
I'm throwing it out there. November, December, perhaps February.
Kirkuary. Kirkruary.
Yeah. February would certainly be an interesting month to be playing a football game, wouldn't it?
It would be. The Vikings have never played a football game in February before.
Oh, they have not. Maybe someday. All right, over to me.
Over to you.
We've only just begun. It's my statement. It's not just a Carpenter song. We've only just begun to see the trickery from this offense.
Dude.
Flea Flicker aborted. Didn't really work.
Yeah.
O'Connell talked about that post-game. Nonetheless, I like the thought process.
It's great. Absolutely.
The graveyard.
I like. Yes, exactly right.
Don't put that play in the graveyard though, because you could run.
Oh,
that play back.
No, that play can only come back at some point in time when you least expect it. Justin Jefferson, lateral, cross field, and by the way, I want you to go back and watch that pass. That pass in and of itself takes chutzpah and arm strength. Like that's not a but you got to have that. That's a pass I think Kirk might not make himself because that's a gutsy pass. That could be picked, and if it's picked, it's a pick six. That's a hard pass. Like that is going across the field. I believe that we are seeing. I believe that puts on film, and I talked about this on Ventline yesterday. That puts on film the idea for a play that I think is going to go downfield to Thielen or Osborne at some point in time in the next 2 months for a touchdown.
And you're talking about the Jefferson back pass to
cross
Cook,
field.
right? You're saying he could, instead of going cross field to the screen action,
yes,
he could have or streaking Adam Thielen or
Yes.
something. Not like naked streaking. I mean like open down the
Yes.
field.
Oh, fully clothed. But what I want you to do is I want you to go back. I want you to go back and watch the pass to Cook, because the pass to Cook shows his arm strength. That's a tough pass to make. The point being is we have only just begun to see the trickery. Like, O'Connell's introducing more things, more ideas, more concepts. I think what he is striving for is for Kirk and the skill position guys to get more comfortable with the day-to-day machinations of the offense.
Yeah.
I think we've only just started, though, to see really what is going to be ultimately an incredibly creative playbook, the likes of which we have never seen in these parts.
It's just like the illusion of complexity, right? That's one of the big sort of statements that was being made early. And the fact that there are, like those plays we're talking about, all had, it was like you snap the ball and there's like 2 plays happening within the same play.
Yes.
There's the back pass over for the screen action, but like you said, there's probably 2 other routes that if you want to throw deep down the field for 30 yards, at some point you could.
Yep.
And then, the flea flicker, there's screen action to the right on the flea flicker, but there's also 2 routes going deep. So it's 2 different plays within one, and it's trickeration.
Yep, and let's also touch on this, because we started to see it, I think, for the first time really consistently first half yesterday, okay? So the Vikings early came out playing, and I think they did this against the Saints too, to a certain point as well. They came out playing at pace. So you think, no huddle, it's a hurry up, this is great, but it's not. What Kirk would do is, instead of huddling, he would go to the line and look at what the Bears were doing defensively, and then take his time with the play clock to surmise what they were doing. And keep in mind, O'Connell can talk to him in his helmet until 15 seconds prior to snap. So they are seeing what the Bears are doing and then calling a play. And most importantly, and this is where like it gets to be really, really in the weeds, is they are not allowing the Bears to substitute, because they're not. And so they're keeping guys on the field and trying to call plays that basically then create confusion or mismatches. It's some great stuff to watch.
It's calculus, man. This is what offensive calculus looks like.
Correct.
It has been probably since the kick-ass offense of Brad Childress.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, Brett Favre was the math teacher. I don't know if he was teaching calculus, but the last time we really felt like, they are playing a chess match against opposing teams here. I don't know, man. It's been football. It's been a while. Now, to Zimmer's credit, Zimmer was playing a much more sophisticated defensive chess match than Ed Donatel has been playing. But,
Right,
they can.
But what I love is this. O'Connell controls the chess game. A defensive guy can't. You can't control. You can confuse, but you can't control it.
Agreed.
What O'Connell says is, screw you. I'm keeping your guys out there, and I am going to cause you heartache and hardship because I have the master control.
Yeah. You know who's winning the chess game of underwear? Our friends at Chill Boys and chillboys.com. And I see temperatures in the Twin Cities are starting to get that little chill in the air. It gets down into like the upper 30s. Nothing better than the Chill Boys long underwear, too. I mean,
Sunday
most comfortable
in play.
underwear we've ever experienced.
Sunday in play, outdoors, vent line at Surly. Guess who's going to be sporting the Chill Boys long johns, which, by the way, just to be very, very clear, and we talked about this last year, Dex are not your conventional bunched up long johns, uncomfortable.
That's just the worst.
Height of comfort, Chill Boys long johns.
Correct. It saved me. I mean, I would have probably been in the hospital for hypothermia if I did not have my Chill Boys long underwear on at the Winter Classic in January this last year. So when it was negative 42 with wind chill and my beer was freezing after 3 sips of opening it, I was very comfortable below the belt, though, because I had my Chill Boys long underwear on, the most comfortable underwear on the planet.
They're making hooded sweatshirts. They're making T-shirts. If Chill Boys have ever saved you, let us know. Send us pictures of your Chill Boys, okay? 15% discount on all products right now. For first-time customers, use the promo code SCORE15, SKOR 15, 15% off all products at chillboys.com. All right, I think we're back to Declan here in the statements rotation.
Really quick, though, just kind of piggybacking a little bit off Judd with the wide receiver pass. I got a fake punt last week. I had a wide receiver pass yesterday. The trickery. I love me a good little trick play in football, and I got cream of the crop. My top 2 favorite trick plays in football happened from Kevin O'Connell and Matt Daniels. I should give some credit to Matt Daniels for cooking up a nice fake punt there, but love to see it. I love to see it. All right, my next statement. I'm going to borrow a thought here from our Bentline episode. My statement is the Vikings aren't tensing up in big moments. So last season, the Vikings were one of the worst teams, right? Actually, they were statistically the worst team under 2 minutes when it came to points allowed, right? It was truly remarkable watching the Vikings just basically bleep down their legs in numerous fashions, both sides of the ball. They weren't able to do it. And sometimes things were out of your control, like bad ref calls or things like that. But so far, Kirk Cousins has delivered his third fourth quarter comeback. Your defense actually hasn't allowed a touchdown yet in the fourth quarter, despite all the bending and not breaking. Fans will always tense up. Like, fans are going to be tensed up no matter what, basically. But what I am looking at mostly, and I wish I was more at US Bank Stadium sometimes for these moments, what does Kevin O'Connell look like? What does Kirk Cousins look like? Are they calm and opportunistic in these situations? The Vikings brass made the decision to essentially run this back, and there was questions of, is this the right idea to basically run it back with the same personnel? Well, so far, that gamble is paying off. And I think the Vikings aren't tensing up in big moments because that trickles right down to your fans. Like, the fans are always going to be a little bit tense, especially Minnesota sports fans. But how is the players and how are the team reacting to those moments? And so far, they've been very clutch.
Sometimes the best thing leaders can do, and again, Mike Zimmer did a terrible job of this his last season when the Vikings played 14 one-score games out of 17. Sometimes the best thing leaders can do is just make it okay. Just, hey, you guys, it's okay. Like Mike Zimmer, it was always, we gotta stop getting ourselves in these close games. We got to do this. We got to do this. Instead of saying, well, you guys watched, we were texting during the Mariners comeback against the Blue Jays, down 8-1. And one of the slogans for the Mariners this season, Scott Service, the manager, I think Jerry DiPoto is the GM, and they literally have T-shirts that say, embrace the chaos.
Love it.
And the whole thing for the Mariners is, we're kind of a weird team. We play a ton of close games. We win a lot of one-run ball games, and we love it when we get to the 7th or the 8th inning, and we're down by like a run, and we just need to make it happen. Chaos, right? Embrace the chaos. And I almost feel like the Vikings were trying to reject who they were, which is a close game playing team last year. It's like, it was like they were like creating dissonance or something. And now I feel like you look at these videos in the locker room afterward, and Kevin O'Connell is like celebrating the chaos. And yes, there's things that we need to get better at. He's telling the team, right? But I would just kind of steal the slogan from the Seattle Mariners team this year, which is embrace the chaos. You're probably not going to be winning games like the Buffalo Bills. It would be nice at some point, but you can get yourselves into these situations where you're down by 3 or 2 and you need to score at the end, and you've been there already 3 times and you've pulled it off this month.
Yep.
So, it's okay.
And chaos is this entire league. Like, the majority of teams and games go like the last 3 games have for the Vikings. O'Connell, I can tell you this, Dex, his demeanor never changes on the sideline. It never changes. He's always, and that's what makes it okay for Kirk to tense up, because the problem with Mike and Kirk was they were both really tense. That's not going to work. O'Connell comes back. He tells Kirk what he's thinking, what he wants. And, Kirk is 34. He's not going to change. But he doesn't have to change if the guy guiding him is calm, cool, and collected. And so that's the key here, is the relationship works. Previously, I think it's pretty safe to say there was no relationship.
Yes. It's amazing what the most important partnership can do if those guys are on the same page and locked in. All right.